Flynn's good deed. I remember the day we had to leave. The sun was shining on a hot July afternoon. I walked through my childhood home one last time to make sure we packed everything. Each room felt like memories telling thousands of stories, yet each one was empty and vacant of any of the previous furniture, pictures, and life. One last look, here we go. We left. I didn't know it at the time, but leaving home that day would be the end of my childhood. The end of the easy times. The end of joy that came easy. We left headed for a new town on the other side of America. The name of the town didn't matter. It felt gray V's, full of color and hope. Maybe that was just my mood. The we I'm referring to is my mom and I. I'm Flynn. She had been through a painful divorce from my father and needed a new life. I wasn't given that choice, but I did want to make the best of it. When we arrived, my mom quickly found a job, and with the help of her sister, who lived here too, she made friends immediately. She seemed happy, and I tried not to resent her for that. I had a harder time. I tried to join new sports teams, clubs, and activities in the new school. But I didn't make the teams, and the clubs and activities had an unwelcoming theme to an outsider. It felt like I was on another planet. Not only had I left the only home I had ever known, but I had left my friends, who became like my family during the divorce. I had never felt so alone in this new place. What happened next changed my life. I was walking home from school, even though it was a bit far for walking, and I heard it before I saw it. Tires screeching, boys yelling, car doors slamming. 4 boys had jumped out of a crappy blue Chevy Nova and started wailing on another boy who must have been walking on the opposite side of the street. Without thinking, I ran across traffic and threw my body into 2 of the 4 boys. I yelled at them to stop. I didn't even know what was happening, but instinctively felt like 4 against 1 wasn't ever good. I took a fist to the chin and 1 to the stomach. I heard a crack and all went black. When I awoke, the boy who had been getting pummeled with fists from the 4 boys was standing over me. The crappy blue Chevy Nova and the other boys were gone. The boy asked me if I was all right. I said, I don't know. Do I look all right? Not knowing I had taken a baseball bat to the back of my head. We should get you to the hospital, he said. What's your name? Flynn, I replied. What's yours? I said. Tron, the boy replied. Then he laughed and said, just kidding. It's Pete. I was just trying to lighten the mood from what just happened. I can't believe you helped me. No one has ever stood up for me or even so much as spoken to me at school. Do you go to the school I go to? I asked. Yes, I noticed you earlier today looking down like me, Pete said. I didn't really think. I just saw you getting beaten and I ran over without thinking. I said, you saved me life, he told me. I don't know about that, I said. I'm just glad you're okay. You look okay. Am I okay? You probably have a concussion. Let's get to that hospital. Luckily, it's right up the road. You have a pretty bad cut above your eye also, said Pete. It must have been when I hit the pavement when I blacked out, I replied. Pete then did and said something I'll never forget. He reached out to touch my cut and it burned like it had instantly become a scar. I'm not from around here, he said. If it hadn't been for you today, I was thinking about wiping out the entire town from my spaceship. By saving me, you saved this place. I don't even know this place, and if it is worth saving. Wait, what? What just happened? What did you do to my cut? Did you say you had a spaceship? Maybe I do have a concussion, or worse. Pete continued, it's always the quiet ones, Flynn. I'm sorry your family went through that divorce. You are not alone, I'm afraid in more ways than one. I'm glad to see you are still one of the good ones, Pete said. Being kind to strangers and helping others in need seems to be in short supply. Congratulations on helping without thinking. Humanity might just be worth saving yet. I need to sit down, I said. Why sit when you can ride? Pete said. He pulled out a device from his pocket that looked like a key fob. He pressed it, and something that looked like a cross between the Enterprise and the Millennium Falcon appeared from about 20 feet above and slowly descended to the street in front of us. Hop in, he said,